Yeah, I'm taking us live actually because we can start.
Hey.
Somebody take a picture because we're starting.
Somebody come get her.
I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm just here today.
Right.
You guys will also be happy to know that I have been busy enough that I haven't had a full opportunity to completely look at and update all of the stat blocks that I need to update. So does that register or no? Okay. So
There we go.
Proud of that.
All right. Yes, we are good to go. I think. Somebody talk for me again, real quick, just so that I can triple check my audio.
Wow.
Yep, we're good.
Text me
We're good. We're good.
Okay.
Keep talking, everyone. He needs more talking.
That's
Okay.
not the point of D&D.
So, I mean, yes, but no.
Okay.
So yeah. Okay. Do I have any volunteers for the recap this week?
I did
We
it the
killed
last
things
2 weeks,
almost
so I'm
died.
letting someone else.
Thank you for letting somebody else try. What did you say, Blind?
I said we killed things, we died the end.
Nobody actually died. But we were
Nobody actually
very,
died.
very close.
Everyone except for Valinar went down.
Yeah.
Again.
Except this time we didn't get teleported away by a god of gods.
Well, that time everybody went down.
Yeah, oh, that's true.
Wait. Did Yet you go down?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Right at the very end.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember. Because it's very rare that I down a barbarian.
To be fair, Yet is sort of a squishy barbarian.
It's because of the way he's leveled. But yeah. So okay, cool. Does anybody want to attempt to give more details than that, or no? Otherwise,
Damn it, I should have taken a few levels rogue. Oh well.
Barbarian rogue. Where have I heard that before? Anyways, I'll go ahead and give some more details. We had intercepted Erin and her crew outside the city of Catullus because she was supposed to be meeting with some official. I've lost the name of it. Some guy by the name of Orlick. Orlick, yes. Does this specify who he actually is? Oh well. Anyways, so we had intercepted her and her crew outside of Catullus, and we were going to try and end her tonight. However, our battle plans didn't exactly go according to plan, and Katya ended up down like immediately. She had some extra backup in the form of a familiar face we'd seen before, a Boneclaw, who she's lovingly called Egan. And he wreaked havoc across the battlefield. I don't think we ever got to actually take him down.
Nope.
Katya hovered just barely on the brink of life, and above game, my final roll was literally on the dot for saving her life. So Katya was ready with her, she was watching her life flash before her eyes, and then she was stable. Denock almost beat her to the punch, except for some really unfortunate dice rolls at the hands of our DM and some critical fails. Denock managed to pull through. It was fucking great.
That was still one hell of a moment.
Yeah.
My
I'm
So we
just
silence,
sitting here like
my silence should speak volumes.
I'm just
we
sitting here
almost
like
lost. We could have
holy
lost two
sh-
characters, and we did not. Um, but after holding out for a while, eventually Aaron said, "Okay, that's enough playtime. We've got places to be," and called off uh, the Bone Claw, and they went off to, I guess, set the city of Catullus on fire because it is now burning while we're pulling ourselves off the ground.
Well, I mean, you see a fire in the distance. You don't know how much of the city is burning, but yes.
We know it's begun burning.
Well, at least something's burning.
Something's burning. That probably shouldn't be burning, but yeah.
it's the bathroom after someone eats Taco Bell.
Relatable.
But yeah. So yeah, that's good.
I'll give it to the party.
Actually, well, if you're gonna do that, let's just give it to Yet, because he did do a recap and it was accurate. You just added some details. Plus, I
Okay,
highly
yes,
doubt
okay.
Yet has a point of inspiration. So,
Mhm.
so go ahead and take that, Yet.
I shall.
So again, as you had stated, as you guys pick yourselves up off of the ground, most of you beaten and bloodied, but somehow still alive, you stand up off the ground, the sun kind of beginning to rise in the far distance of the east, right? Rises in the east, sets in the west. That sounds right. And to the north of you guys, you can begin to see another source of light indicating a fire beginning to build, potentially spread in the city of Catullus ahead of you. Also, as a reminder of who Orlick is, it is... Actually, we're gonna... Orlick is the head of the head of the Catullus family within the city of Catullus, one of the founding members of the city
Okay.
itself. He resides in one of the 5 pillars within the city of Catullus. Their family, those 5 families, are the ones that control all of the power in the city, rather than the church, which is where the rest of the power lies across the rest of the continent that Valinar is from.
Okay. I will forget that.
Your notes are just reminding you and the public.
Right.
But that is what is before you guys. What do you do?
Well, we are definitely
Well-
wounded.
Well, Balnar's going to assume at some point Aaron's going to come back to this spot to see if we're actually all dead. So he's going to take a stick and just write a massive "fuck you, Aaron" in the ground.
Easy enough to do. You're the only one really capable of moving around a lot at the moment.
You're gonna make her target you over me at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I think at this point, everyone's in every fight's just going to start targeting me.
I think it
Just
would be
'cause I keep
wise.
everyone up.
I think it'd be wise if we just return to HQ at this point, recuperate, and pull ourselves back together before we try anything else.
And ignore the fire, whatever chaos is going on in there.
Does it look like any one of us has the capacity to try and stop whatever started that fire? It's probably Erin and her lackeys, if I had to guess. Don't get me wrong, I would love to be able to fight a fire right now, but I'm having a hard enough time just fighting myself to my feet.
Yeah, I have a total of 4 spells to my name, so and I don't think any healing. Oh, I do have regular healing word.
I mean,
For the
I also hate the idea of leaving Haru out here somewhere by himself.
Uh,
I can just have Tim be invisible and scout what's going on for us.
That wouldn't hurt. Get us a little more information. We can go from there.
So you're
Enoch
gonna
has Tim,
Go ahead.
Enoch has Tim set him on the ground
hmm
and commands Tim to go invisible, remain undetected, and scout and see what the hullabaloo is.
in the city of Catullus. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, even though you guys are on the edge of the city, it's going to take him some time.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys use this time to attempt a short rest?
We
I
should
think we-
probably try.
I think we're running away.
Okay. So the plan is to return to base, allow Tim to scout, and then when he catches up with you back at the base, to give you as much information as he can.
Yeah.
Perfect. We can teleport.
Don't think we need to wait a spell for that. Just
It depends on how far we are from. Like, we're right outside of Catullus, right? Let me look at the map here. I'm always having to reference this map.
It took you the better part of like 4-ish hours at a fast pace to cover the distance that you covered.
Yeah, I don't think walking would be a great idea, considering the hour, and we haven't rested all night, and we're all weak.
Now, you guys are beginning to feel the exhaustion set into your already
Yeah.
achy bones. Now, you guys can absolutely walk back. There's no reason why you can't do that. It will just take you probably several hours to do so.
And we'll likely get intercepted on the way.
Potentially, but you don't know.
Yeah, I'm okay with using teleport and just taking a long rest once we reach our destination.
we
I just about asked if anybody had access to the spell teleport, but then I'm like, oh wait, Katya didn't really use any spells.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't get to use any spells. I was too busy getting my shit kicked in.
Every time.
So yes,
Sorry.
I have teleport available.
I'm sorry.
The bone claw was like, oh, casting spells. We don't need that. In the last 24 hours, I have cast a grand total of 1 spell. Aid.
No, you cast Dimension Door.
Oh, sorry. That was it. It was Dimension Door. That's the one.
I also think you did cast 8 as well, because I think people had some extra hit points.
yeah.
Okay, then I've
Yeah,
cast
Tim
2
had-
spells.
Tim had more HP.
So,
Then I have cast 2 spells. Apparently, one of them didn't count. All right.
okay. I mean, if you want to teleport everybody back, I don't think anybody's going to argue with you on it.
Yeah. As soon as Dianok says, well, I guess we could walk back. We don't need to waste a spell. Katya's like, teleport.
Does anybody
Take a
resist? Does anybody resist the effects of the spell?
No.
No.
considering the last time Katia teleported, she basically got killed. Probably not.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
Teleported since then.
yeah, so everybody teleports with the use of your spell.
Cool.
And where are you aiming again?
The Resistance HQ that we are familiar with at this point. Or at least very familiar because we've been there for the past few days. In and out.
Is that an automatic success? I can't remember.
Only if I have an associated object or there's a permanent teleportation circle already there.
So let me grab the spiel.
Just-
Okay.
there you
So I'm already viewing it. Okay.
I don't like the way that displays there. Ew.
Yeah, it's ugly. Okay, so go ahead and roll
Idiot.
a D100.
Come on, lucky. 37, I believe, counts.
That could have been bad, but yeah, no, you needed a 25 or higher.
Okay.
The problem is, and this is the reason why I'm 100% making you roll for this, was because pretty much under 25, you could have, because remember where the HQ is.
Yeah.
It's in the chains. Being
Oh shit!
being off by 25 feet means you guys are in a free fall.
Well,
Oh shit! D-Dog, teleport! Use your keen mind. We will definitely get there.
Thing is, I'm pretty sure Denox already used his. Yeah, he used his 7th level spell already.
How
we
high
just
up are we again?
Yes.
Hundreds of miles.
Okay.
Here's hoping that we either pass out on the way down or there's an ocean beneath us.
Let's put it this
Okay.
way: you're high enough that I'm pretty sure you could take a short rest before you impact the ground.
fantastic. That is how we will survive.
Actually, I do happen to know Featherfall, so
That doesn't help this high up.
it does.
It does if he can time it right.
Yeah.
Oh look, there's the ground. Featherfall.
Yeah.
Well, so
As long as something doesn't intercept us in the on the way down, like a random stray rock.
well, and you also have to do it within. I think it's like, because Featherfall only lasts for a minute, and it's you just send it 60 feet
Yeah.
around. So I think you have to be within 600 feet.
Oh yeah, that'll be easy peasy.
No, you fall at 500 feet around.
Oh,
So you have a 6-second window.
that's still a pretty big window.
I guess also depending on how many times you can cast it as well. You could make that bigger by being like, we're pretty high up. So
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. So anyway, but you guys, you teleport. Your teleportation was successful. You teleport. You arrive back inside of the HQ. Excuse me. Where people immediately are startled, jump to their feet, point spears and weapons and swords of all kinds at you guys before realizing who you are and going like, oh, okay, magic.
So this is the part where we all just collapse, right, and just fall asleep.
Pretty much. And like there'd be one guy who would probably be like, you guys look like shit. Are you okay?
We feel about how we look.
Damn.
I've been worse, technically speaking. At least I'm not dead
This time.
this time. About 2 minutes ago, I was on the verge of it though.
About 2 minutes ago, I think almost all of us were on the verge of death.
Out of curiosity, what was Valinar's HP at?
Well, Valinar's actually sitting pretty at about half.
Oh, okay, cool. That just means I gotta target you more.
Well, being fair, didn't you say last time that I was always like 10 feet out of range for Aaron?
Yeah, pretty much. Or if she could get to you, she knew that she would just be within range of counterspell from Denoc. So she's
It's
very.
I
Yeah.
kept the worst from happening, but
Mhm.
it still wasn't very good.
Yeah, so she just kept chipping at you with cantrips that had 120 feet of reach, where he couldn't counterspell. And that was basically the best she could do, without basically trying to bait him and get into a closer position against you. It was just very hard for her because of distances and stuff. But she's a highly intelligent individual, so it was the best she could do with what she was available. So, but yeah, so Valinar is probably the only one who even looks like he, got into a fight, not a beatdown.
Valar gives his thumbs up, then just collapses.
That's different because the last time I teleported Valinar, I swear the tables were turned.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty much just collapse on the floor.
and they take a moment to look around and then be like, "Where's Haru?"
Is there anybody who's still awake to respond?
Oh, I didn't know you guys were collapsing into sleep.
Oh yeah. If I collapse, I suppose we could just like fall down on the floor, just like ugh.
You just hear a snore coming from Valinor, who's face down on the wooden floor.
Us the
On-
now.
Honestly, last time I saw Haru, he was running away from us at breakneck speed. He didn't return to us before we had to leave. I want to say he's somewhere in the vicinity of Catullus. Which, by the way, looked like it was beginning to go up in flames.
You see a lot of the individuals kind of exchange glances, and then you see even more beginning to like run and shift information and just kind of like spread word. You begin hearing a lot of mumbling throughout the chamber and extend the adjacent rooms. They are doing what they can to move that information as quickly as they can.
By the way, we we failed at assassination. She got away.
Damn. Okay, well,
In fact, she's what happened to us.
and one person did this to all of you? They kind of
Hey,
like,
she can summon a legion of undead, and then if she's even slightly tickled, she can absorb them to heal herself.
they're... That sounds...
It's a
Insane.
bit, yes.
That sounds like a fight we were supposed to lose for some kind of a story purpose. Except this isn't exactly just some written novel. This is real life.
Martinus shows up for a moment and goes, "No!" slap, and then leaves.
He beat me to it. I'm sitting here debating. Do I
Like,
want to mage hand?
Was that a fourth wall break? Yes or no?
I feel like that was a fifth wall break, technically speaking. Or would it be 16? Because it would technically be
I
a
don't
fourth
know.
wall within a fourth wall, which would be squared, right? Which would make it a 16th wall break?
All these walls are square.
All these squares make a circle.
They made a cube.
So,
Oh man, it's time to die.
but they're kind of like, okay, well, if you said Haru was running, he's probably okay. There's
He was
Honestly,
going pretty quick. I don't think anybody was going to be able to keep up with that.
I don't know of anybody off the top of my head who can keep up with him.
Outside of magical bullshit.
Even then, they'd be pretty hard pressed. But
I'm sort of surprised he didn't beat us back here.
That's a good point.
You guys teleported. He's not stupid. He's not going to run. If he's running from
Straight
somebody, he's not going to run straight home. He's going to ensure that he's lost them, and
Or found help.
or he's either going to get rid of them or lose them. Either way, then he'll return. So who knows? He likes to be careful. What are we supposed to do against this person that you went and fought? Isn't she a servant of Palama? If she's subservient, what does that make Palama?
I'm not completely convinced that she's just a servant of Palama. I think it's the other way around.
I was gonna say.
At the very
probably
least, they're both just
alliance.
using each other.
Okay, well, that could be... I mean, maybe that could be more beneficial to our cause, but still, that's... not good.
No.
This whole situation's bad.
Okay, give us the rundown. What else could she do? We'll see if we can't come up with some countermeasures. We have people who can help in some ways, but our resources are limited. We'll see what we can do.
Let's see. We killed one of the servants she called up. So at least there's one of those down. By the way, that is a vampire. The other one is, too. Or at least...
Vampires.
Kind
Kind of suck.
Well, historically, vampires suck blood, so yes.
Tap your strength. Make you weaker.
So long as you have ways to resist necrotic energies, you should be... maybe not fine, but you will have a better time than otherwise.
Yeah, okay. Resistance to necrotic. Finding ways to be resistant to necrotic. That's good to know.
If you know any clerics, or the spell Aura of Life is perfect.
Aura of Life. You'll see somebody kind of write that down. Okay, we'll see what we can find. Not a guarantee, but we'll see what we can do.
Watch out whenever she pulls a... She has a large magical darkness that damages you and seals you in the pitch darkness. Even my undead...
She did all this while I was out?
Yeah.
Maybe it's better that I just lie there and try not to die.
Anyway, we heard...
My brain is so dumb. No, my brain just went video game mode, and I just imagined Katya saying this, and a pop-up on her, on like a screen appear with new skill unlocked, play dead.
Feign death.
I'm sorry.
Maybe it's a good thing I was pretending to be dead. I mean, I was totally, absolutely dying.
Anyways, the magic is, I'm pretty sure, one of her most powerful spells. 7th or 8th circle at least.
Damn.
Oh, shoot. You can't forget about the Bone Claw.
Yes, that is her direct servant. There is a undead. The species name we believe is Bone Claw. It is the more immediate dangerous one. Because it can take down a sorcerer of Katia's abilities and robustness within a second.
Well, damn.
Our plan was to teleport on the other side of the camp to.
You think I'm
pincer them.
robust? Hang on a minute.
Above game. HP check. What are you? What's your max?
101.
You're more robust than me. 97, bitch.
Wait, question. Katia, do you have the max HP from Aid still up?
I don't think I use it on myself.
Oh, I thought you did every time. Okay.
No, I usually use it on my allies.
Yeah, I feel like she used it on Yet, Tim.
Yeah. Tim.
I want to say
Valinor.
either
Me.
Valinor or Dinok, I think would have been in this scenario just because of who you
Nope.
were going up against.
Not Deanoch.
Okay, so
I,
it would've been-
I know it's me because mine shows I have a max HP modifier.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's probably those three. 8 is a
Definitely not-
fantastic spell, but it does not apply to more than 3 creatures.
Unless you cast it again.
Correct, but that's more and high level resources. So
I try to put it in, put it on the people that I know are going to be closer to melee combat. Damage sponges.
So yes, if you see the Bone Claw, that's your worst case scenario, probably. Run.
I thought it was pretty alright.
okay, well, I will take this information and I will.
There you go.
We'll see what we can come up with. I cannot promise much. These are things that most of us would only dream of being able to counter or
Yeah,
do.
we're mostly telling you to. If you can get information to us about what they're doing, that's great. But run. Just mostly run.
Understandable.
So what time? What time would it be right now?
Early
what time
morning.
Early morning. Okay, we'll be sleeping till the afternoon.
Yeah, we'll find some empty beds and just kind of.
Okay. So for the sake of how this works with our tracking of stuff, you guys are gonna be sleeping for the first section of the day.
Yep, sounds good to me.
Sleep.
Can I have Valinor and Dinok roll a d20 for me? These are for your allies. Because they're going to do stuff while you're sleeping.
12.
D20. 14.
Okay.
Oh, long,
Okay.
long. Come on.
And then Dianoc, what's higher for Tim? Wisdom or intelligence? I'm guessing. I'm guessing wisdom. I'm pretty sure they're both pretty low, but I'm guessing.
No, wait, wisdom is.
Okay. Go ahead. I don't think he has proficiency in perception, so go ahead and make. If he does, great. If he doesn't, just go ahead and make 2 wisdom checks for me.
How about 2 perception checks?
That'll do. 19 and
19 and
26.
26.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know if he was proficient or not. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. His saving throws are wisdom and charisma, and his only skill is perception.
Nice.
It just always amuses me that his con modifier is literally 0.
I mean, it's a ghost, so kind of makes sense. There is no physical body. So, okay. Fantastic.
Still, it's just funny. Especially with how beefy he is.
Yeah. Yeah. So as the afternoon rolls around and you guys begin to stir from your slumber, you, just because it's funny, you guys wake up and find Haru and Tim playing cards.
Valnar's gonna walk over to the table, sit down, and go deal me in.
Pretty much without kind of missing a beat, and he
Okay,
Haru
so
deals you
long
in.
rest.
Yeah, you guys can trigger the long rest.
Yay.
Haru looks at the lot of you as you begin filtering in as he's shuffling the cards out. I take it things did not go as planned.
Nope, got our asses kicked.
Fuck.
It could have gone worse. We could be dead.
It very nearly went worse.
If it nearly went worse, why did it not?
I heal people from death.
Yes. And she was apparently on a time limit.
Interesting.
She had someplace to be. That was more important than eliminating us. She pulled off a big fuck your eyes and ears and brain spell, basically. A lot of darkness. Darkness that not even the ability to see in darkness would work on.
Weird.
Tim here couldn't see through it.
Huh.
And there was a lot of little whispering. The kind that makes your brain itch.
Now I'm very glad I was unconscious at that time.
Also, you were not in the cloud of darkness, so...
I was in my own cloud of darkness. Metaphorically.
Valnar just kind of shrugs and goes, I didn't think it was that bad.
So,
But yes, something was more important than killing us. So she went off, thinking her spell would end us, I believe. And now I don't know where she went, what she's doing.
she went into
Tim?
Catullus.
She was the cause of the fire, then?
Her and some of her lackeys, for the lack of a better term. Tim would share with you, D-Knock, just kind of like brief memories. You would understand that there was panic, a force of zombies, and other undeads, kind of just mostly acting as a, from what you can tell from Tim's kind of perspective, distraction and just something to cause destruction and chaos, something to make the people afraid. There were a couple of buildings that were on fire, but from what Tim could see, they weren't anything important. They were like small local businesses, or like a small vacant house, or like maybe like where a place where like squatters might be. One of the things that you notice probably most importantly through the visions that Tim shares with you, even though he moves constantly around different streets and locations and places, still within that area of chaos, though, he never sees Erin or any of her direct lackeys, such as like the vampires or Egan. She went and Haru continues. She went into Catullus, caused some trouble using some undead and some other followers, for the lack of a better term. But I'm guessing that is not her full intention based off of the letter that we read.
Possibility of her causing the disturbance, using the
Disturbance.
rewind a few seconds.
Yeah.
Possibly her using the disturbances to cause more people to turn to Polama for protection.
It's very possible. The the five houses have called for a meeting after this event. They're planning on meeting this evening over dinner to discuss the actions in which they should take. I cannot shake this suspicion that Orlick has something to do with Aaron or Palama. The letter addressed him directly. Or is it the other way? Yeah, no, it was that way. Like, wasn't it something like it's time to pick a side?
The feel from it,
Do.
but it doesn't say what his decision will be. Basically,
You
said
have
that he has
until
a
sunrise to
choice.
make your decision. This is your only warning. I guess he didn't make his decision before sunrise because the city was on fire.
Or that was the push
Or
to make him decide. Such as, this is what will happen on a much worse scale if you don't choose the quote right side, unquote. Right side being her side, of course.
Mhm.
This vision that you've painted here before us, city on fire and chaos in the streets, reminds me of some troubling visions I've had in past weeks of my own home on fire. Charred bodies burning in the streets, everything I know gone. When I was lying there dying, or at least what I believe was dying, it was nice to have a vision of home that didn't involve everything on fire. Nice to be able to see my parents again. Honestly, it got me thinking a little bit. I'm not sure this whole adventuring thing is quite right for me. I haven't been home in months, and I have this constant worry that something's going to happen while I'm not there. Particularly demons invading my home, taking away everything that I love, and I'm not there to do anything about it. And that urge to just go home and be there and see it with my own eyes is becoming too great for me to ignore. I honestly think I'm gonna have to call it here.
Haru looks from. I was just gonna say Haru looks from Katya to the rest of the party, gauging some response, and then kind of reads the room and goes, "As soon as you guys have some conversation to have, we'll give you some privacy." And he leaves, giving you guys the room.
Atia stares at the floor, waiting for a response.
I understand the mind space you're coming from. But let me say this, and I truly believe this. I truly believe it. We need you. If our battle plans had not gone askew earlier, we would have won because you were there fighting with us. And it's only because of not knowing a spell that everything flipped on its head.
Well, it's not the first time I've had trouble with my magic since I've had it awakened in me. I mean, at least I'm not a
And-
guy anymore, but
And yes, look at where you are now. I honestly
also-
believe you are very strong, and
but look where I could have been. I could have just as easily died again. And what? Valinar could bring me back? Sure, maybe. But then I could die again, and again. How many chances do I get? I've already used one life. I risked it a second time, trying to save him. What if next time's the last time, and I haven't got to speak to my father? I haven't got to do anything to help my people. I understand the situation. I understand that I am needed here, but I also understand I'm needed there too. And if I'm gone, dead before I can do anything about that, who's going to take my place? See, I'm having to face my mortality here. And I'm afraid that the next time could be my last.
Enoch will lean back in his chair. And with that mentality, I'm afraid if you leave and go there, you'll have no one to back you up, try to defend that place against whatever scheme, whatever disaster is waiting you there. And at that point, there really will be no third chance. Because we won't be there to give you that.
You remember several months ago when we all woke up in that cave?
Yes.
I hated the idea of being in such an unfamiliar place. I hated the idea of having to walk for long distances and get dirty and live off the land.
A right proper princess.
Not not even that. I come from nobility, but I'm not that high up the chain. It's just I was completely out of my elements, and I've grown since then. I've learned how to be persuasive with all manner of people. I've met quite a few in this journey of ours. I have grown stronger myself. But that fear of death scares me. I'm just afraid. It's not that I'm I'm actually more afraid of missing out than I am of dying. I'm going to die one way or another. This world is dangerous. I know if it hasn't already happened, there's a threat coming to my island. I want to make sure that I can be there if or when it happens. I want to enjoy the time that I have before it all falls apart. And I could die here with you guys trying to continue this mission. I could die trying to fight the Illithids. I could die in transit to my island aboard the Laputa in who knows how long from now from something as silly as like a heart attack. Don't know. Anything could happen. I mean, I have no way of knowing right now if something hasn't already happened and my island's just been burned to the ground. I could get there, it'd be just a complete wasteland. I don't know. But I do know. Even if I walk away right now, I won't regret the time that I spent with y'all. Who knows? If everything goes according to plan, you guys will have no choice but to find me there at some point, sooner or later. After all, we're adventuring to stop the islands from falling. Maybe I'll even have some ideas on how it can be achieved before we even arrive. But I have to go home.
Well, it definitely sounds like you've already made your decision. Far be it from me to tell someone they can't follow their heart and what they need to do. If this is what you need to do, then so be it. Well, and I'll just kind of walk over and hold out his hand and shake Kadia's hand.
At this point, she's already got tears streaming down her face. You can tell this isn't an easy decision for her to make, but she's been thinking about it for a while. She's just been pushed over the edge from the events of last night.
Kadia, for whatever it's worth, if you ever change your mind or ever want to come back, just come back. You're the one that can teleport.
That's true. That is very true. Or mm, before I leave, there is something that I can do to make it a little bit easier for everybody else. Deanoch knows how to teleport too, don't you?
Indeed, I do.
You've never really had to do it because I've been handling that, but what if I left you a page from my notebook? This is, and she'll present her journal that she's been keeping notes in. This is my personal notebook. It has been with me. It contains not just the records of our journey thus far, but all of my personal notes, my lab results, everything from back home. This is a direct tie my to my home back on Darax. I can leave you a page. I'm gonna keep the rest of it, of course, but I can leave you a page from it, so you have a means to come directly to me when you feel the time is right. And I'm sure somewhere in this bag of mine, I've got something that could take me directly to the Lapita. So if I've got free time and I miss you guys, I can always just pop in. Assuming you're ever on the Lapita, do a lot of traveling.
Deanoch will pull out one of the experimental crystals
Thanks, Rip.
Yeah.
Because this isn't hard enough.
Enoch pulls out one of the crystals that he's been experimenting with, the whole magic power souls. This one came directly from the lab. If there's anything that'll guarantee a teleport, it's this. And he
Katya will
grabs
take the-
Katya's hand and
okay.
presses it into. And closes Katya's hand around it. Gives your hand a squeeze. Stay safe. We want to see you when we get to your.
Do the best I can. Obviously, I've cheated death enough. I don't think I'll be dying anytime soon.
We'll have Valinar contact you when we are on our way.
Feel free to just pop up in my lab. Who knows? Maybe I'll be clothed.
Hopefully not in the middle of an experiment either.
I don't have that many friends.
And hopefully still a girl and not, accidentally change yourself into a guy again.
I have a little more control now than I used to. Thank you very much. Yeah. Good luck, you guys. I'll be in touch.
Fuck it. Denock will grab both Katya and Valinar and pull you both into a hug.
You are surprisingly strong.
And then Valinar will hug. Reach arm around. Put all his strength into it.
Okay.
It's okay. I don't need my spine.
He will say, I don't know what's going on, and he will throw them 30 feet away.
What?
Just blind coming in and just ruining the entire moment.
I'd rather be thrown than him as Elephant Man come up and give us a full strength hug.
Oh, God.
He's coming up and giving like this giant barbarian hug. He's like,
So-
I don't know.
You guys.
I don't know you guys very well, but I'm here.
Nope. No. uh,
All right, Katya. Take care.
you too. And before she can let any more tears flow, she teleports just herself, still holding Denox's crystal in her hand, and she's gone.
As the magic swirls around you, encompassing you and only you. You guys watch as the tears fall from Katya's face. The smile, hopeful that you guys will be reunited one day. And as she gives one final look of thanks. And she's gone. The rest of you hearts heavy, needing to figure out the next steps, in addition to finding the next steps in your enemy's plan. Take a moment to breathe and steel your own will. We're going to go ahead and take a break there.
Good.
Thank God.
We're going to take a couple minute break here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, guys. All right, everybody.
I mean,
We're
I had
back.
I had burrito tacos and rice earlier, so
I'm
Fun.
gonna need some additional counseling to cover this.
I charge by the hour. Anyway.
I've got a counselor already. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah. Um.
I look forward to talking to her.
So. Um. Where we turn now back to Dinok, Valnar, Yet, and Asta. Left alone in this main room of the Resistance after Katya had just teleported away. You can hear the wind blowing outside the door, outside of the building, with that gentle sway of the house. What would you guys like to do?
Enoch, as you look down at that page that Katya handed you, by the way,
Mhm.
it's not blank. It has all the current totals for the Lapita greenhouse. She at least made sure you were informed.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So right now, our only the only person working the greenhouse is Vert's mom, and I think we had one other, right?
We have one other, and Vert's mom volunteered with that. I don't remember if we ever finished expanding it or not.
Well, that is a problem for when you return to the Lapita. If you return to the Lapita. Right now,
If you return.
people have been dying. And there's a war going on against Valinar. What would you guys like to do?
Oh,
well, we should probably try and assassinate their leader again at some point. That didn't go very well last time, but
Now we're down. We're truly down one.
or hear me out. Yes, we're down one, but do we think we could get people inside of the government somehow? And just sort of force them out of their power base?
Ah.
Let's get Haru in here and see what he thinks about that. That is actually a very good idea. Above game, I can't believe that I'm saying that.
It's easy enough to get Haru to return to the room. He kind of returns and takes a look, kind of considers it for a minute. Putting somebody in the government of the church?
The ruling body of the church. Normally there's a board of deacons and counselors and all of that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not impossible. Don't. I think the largest problem that I have is I don't have anybody currently in those positions due to the fact of, well, most of us are ruffians and thugs. We're not exactly members of the cloth. At least some of our higher status individuals, such as myself, are too recognizable. It's possible that we could put somebody, some kind of green thumb in there and have them work their way up, but outside of the spy network that we already have established, and again, I don't know how long this would take either. It's not a bad idea. But honestly, the person that I had closest to that at any point in time would have been, it would have been Shia.
And that's definitely not possible anymore. Unless we find some way to mass mind wipe the entire clergy.
If we could mass mind wipe the entire clergy, we'd have a much easier solution. Where is other?
No, I'm not. I'm not sure. You guys have any? Sorry?
It is a good idea. It's just not feasible at this time, I believe. From what I'm hearing you say.
Correct. Again, not without having a way of jumping somebody to the tippy top. If we could put in, you had mentioned, beacons and other, ranks. If we could just assign a deacon, then that would be one thing. A deacon is relatively high status within the church, but it's not exactly something we can just do. I don't know of anybody who could do something like that, not off the top of my head.
Into the
Here's a weird question, though. How long would we need them in that position?
Potentially just until we remove Polama. But to prevent something like this from happening again, maybe keeping them there for the long term. Of course, that second one's all up to your discretion.
Give me a minute as a GM, guys.
Did I break the GM?
No, I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. Was it me?
No, congratulations, you broke the DM without doing anything.
Hot damn! I've done the same thing with my computer
You
before.
broke the DM without having a character.
That's a whole new talent.
If we don't need them there long term, at least to begin with. And I know they're good, but I don't know how good they are. There's there's someone that comes to mind about potentially being a good candidate for this position that you're speaking of doing. She's currently on another assignment, however, and I'd have to pull her off, which could make things tricky.
Who is it and what mission is she on?
Code name.
Sorry, I don't have it open at the moment. Give me 1 second here. Um, Well, right now, um, right now they're going by the name of D. Like I said, kind of undercover, informing information. Valinar, you can make a history check on the name D if you wish.
Okay. History. Oh, I'm actually proficient in that. 21.
The name D is familiar to you. You don't know much about them, but the name is familiar. It's one of the you would know them to be one of the individuals in a very high-ranking position within the Black Guard.
Oh. 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 Great.
Yeah.
So we do have ties to the Black Guard.
Well, Again.
No.
again, currently working as more of an informant. But again,
Oh, Valinar knows. Valinar understands that.
gotcha. Okay.
He's just messing with Haru.
So, again, given the position that she currently holds, I hesitate just because that information is valuable. However, they are a bunch of thugs. You know, a dozen of them die pretty much every other day. I could put some low-level grunts in, and it could potentially be at a high-ish level in a week's time. So I guess my question to you is, how important is this positioning?
It would depend on how much that she could destabilize their whole operation.
I mean, she's pretty damn good at her job, but
How well is that going to translate from dealing with thugs and ruffians to religious bullshittery?
honestly, I have no idea how much she knows about her religious books. But she is a quick study. I do know that.
That's the nice thing about religion. For the most part, you can just make it up as you go half the time.
Until it's written down and you need to recite it.
Fine. As long as you have the general gist of it, it's fine.
Alright.
Says the priest.
I'm a cleric, I swear. So, I think the information could be worth it. Even just knowing the movements of Palama, which by extension could give us movements of Aaron. I think it could be worth it. But I'm not pulling her on just my word.
I think I agree. I would say that knowing Palama and possibly Aaron would be more valuable than the Blackguard.
Okay.
Granted, my only experience so far with the Blackguard was they were fairly weak.
And that may be in part to This agent.
Yeah.
Possibly. I do know that most of the individuals within the Blackguard that have any real skill are kind of left to the upper echelon. Given that D is currently, he kind of looks to one of the guys behind him, and he kind of goes, "Is she top 5 now? 3 maybe? Somewhere up there. Like I said, she's good. Let's pull her back. We'll put some, like I said, we'll try to add a few more thugs to working the Blackguard, just because, again, movement of information is going to be good, and we'll pull D back. Send out letters, and send Tony, Thomas, and Tiny. They ought to be a good fit for the Blackguard.
I like it. I like it.
Triple T's?
Huh?
The triple T's?
Sure. They ought to be a pretty good fit. It'll probably take the afternoon, but she'll probably be here late this evening. Anything you guys want to try and do in the meantime?
Did we ever figure out where those dissenters are? Where they disappeared to?
Where the what are?
Those dissenters that would just like disappear whenever they would kind of speak again. Not even so much against, but
Even question Palama.
yeah, the ones that questioned and then disappeared.
Oh, no, because you were told that, like, even when they followed those individuals, they would like turn a corner and just completely be gone.
Yeah,
like no trace, no nothing. Like there was nothing, at least not that they could find.
so I have an idea. It may or may not be a very stupid idea.
I love dumb ideas. They usually work out great.
What if we just try to get ourselves caught up in that? Like, we go and we speak out like they did, and then we get whisked away to wherever they are.
I feel like we're too much of a known quantity. And much as I hate to say it, I think the only one who could have changed all of us just, dipped.
Yeah. Mm. Do I have? What if it doesn't need to be us? I'm wondering if I can create kind of like a one-use sending item. If that makes any sense. Like, they create it that way whenever
Like a scroll
whoever
of sending.
gets there. Kind of, yeah.
Shush you, you're not here.
But
I know.
that way, That way, whenever someone gets to wherever, they could figure out where they're at and then just use that to send a location. Or a quick message detailing the location. That would be a more apt way of saying it.
We could potentially get our hands on some sending stones. But those are also coveted by the church. So what are you thinking in that regard?
Well, I'm trying to think if there's an easier way to maybe get someone to kind of quote unquote be taken, and then somehow either send us the location or I'm an idiot.
I've been telling you
Scry
that.
their location.
I've been telling you that for years.
Yeah, but I don't know when you're being serious and when you're messing with. What am I saying? You're always serious.
Boink.
Shut up.
Remind me, where are we trying to send this person? For note purposes.
We're trying to find out where the people who disappear when they
Oh,
speak
okay,
against
okay.
Palama go.
Yeah. Okay.
Trying to figure
Okay.
out. They're trying to figure out where the people who got
Yeah.
to.
Question: does Valinar personally know of specifically a person, or have heard of? Like does Valinar know like the name of a person who has been taken, like this, or has seen someone who has been taken like this? I'm asking for purposes of just scrying the person.
I think.
Do we have a list of people who've disappeared?
There would not be a list, but I actually think, you guys will have to help me on this one. But I think Valinar when he spent time in the city gathering information, I think he witnessed one of Palama's, I think it was Palama's, like walks through the cities where people would speak out kind of against her. Like I don't think I'm crazy in that. I think that was something that happened.
Valinar witnessed something, but I don't remember if it was that.
Wasn't there some kind of a somewhat high-ranking official that you came across and suggested
Yes.
that he start speaking out against Palama? And didn't he disappear?
I don't know if he disappeared or not.
I will have to scroll back up through my notes for like the last.
'Cause I didn't really
Fucking hell.
encourage him to speak out against Palama. I encouraged him to consider what was going on and have a few drinks at the local bar.
Sounds like a great time.
Mhm.
Just so you guys know, this is just I'm having a small issue on my end. For some reason, had to refresh the page and Roll20 is not coming up.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, brilliant.
So
You're not missing much on Roll20 end right now.
yeah, no, but I'm just saying, if anything happens that we need to do something there, I'm just not able to reload it right now.
Okay.
that's fine.
So I also don't have Tim's stats. Because I use the Tim that's on Roll20.
Gotcha. Well, if we need a roll for anything and you still don't have access, I can do it.
Mm-hmm. I'll let you know if it changes, but
Falbin. Falbin was the name of the guy that Valinar used suggestion on. Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think you would have someone that you could
That
look
could
in on.
scry.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure you either saw somebody who spoke out against Palama, or you could try this councilman or whomever it was. Because my brain doesn't function.
Yeah. So I'd like to try and scry. Let's start with the guy saw taken first, not the councilman, but
The guy that you would have seen.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, thinking where he would be. So. Okay. Your vision would extend beyond that of your crystal ball. Pretty sure that's what you use, right?
Yeah.
Your crystal ball vision expands and basically races away from the headquarters that you currently reside in, beneath the city or the floating continent. As it descends upon the surface of the continent, you begin to see the shape of.
Oh,
Hold on, I don't want to fuck this up.
no, sorry. I just found the notes. We actually do know where they're being taken already.
Oh,
Yeah.
go for it.
So we had sent Asa to go investigate. She found people locked up underneath in the basement of the Goldwild Temple. There were several people. There were several cages with people inside that were very much alive. There are about 10 cages that are full of people.
But we don't know if those are the same people.
Right. But she drew up a picture of what she saw and got back and reported it to us. And that was day 3 or day 3 at some point. Okay. Carry on.
Continuing with the scrying, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would see it descend rapidly upon the city of Goldwild, and would eventually come to rest and stop at the perimeter of the church, the main cathedral of the church in Goldwild, which is the same church that Palama is in charge of. I'm pretty sure I might be crazy, but that's just the church to Geisma.
Yeah.
Like I said, I could be crazy, but
I'm pretty sure that's just church to guys, man.
yeah, my brain is literally like not functioning for some reason, and that's funny to me. So, but it comes to a halt, kind of. Well, technically, it would just breach the walls of the church and then come to be a halt in the grand entry chamber of the massive church, where hidden within the art and intricate designs is that teleportation circle. Because you've scryed on that circle before, but it comes into it would halt there. You would not see anyone. The vision would be stopped, and you would know, as the practitioner, this high level practitioner that you are, that at this point in time there is some kind of barrier preventing the scrying spell from going any further. Given that you are a cleric and a clergy member of the Church of Geisma, you can probably assume that the church at a specific level has wards preventing certain types of divination magic and other things like scrying and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, pretty
Perfect.
sure it's safe to say they're all probably same place I was. Locked up beneath the church. At least that's what I'm assuming, because I couldn't get any further than the entry chamber. So who's up for prison break?
Let's hope neither of our targets are there.
Well, considering where the prison is, I feel like they're probably both going to be in the building.
I said hope.
Yeah.
Is that something you guys are wanting to do with your evening hours? Or is that something you wish to wait until day 5 for?
Oh, that's a party discussion.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm asking it.
Do we feel like we're ready to attempt a prison break?
Well, I'm also asking, Yet and Asta.
Haru looks at you guys and be like, didn't you get your ass kicked enough last night?
I'm always up for round 2 of ass kicking. I mean, what?
I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm kind of a masochist myself.
That, honestly, I never thought I would say this about you, but that's too much information. Well, tell you what you could also do too. If you want to wait till this evening, we might have an extra set of hands. And like I said, if you're not going to have me do anything, then I could join you on this expedition.
Aren't we in the evening part of the...
You are in the evening part, but it's still because scrying takes 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So it's still like we just had lunch.
It would at this point in time because Katya left at that point. In the afternoon, I'm assuming that it's going to be probably close to like 3 or 4.
Okay.
So he's talking like if you wait until like dusk, there's the potential that D at that point will have received the letter and information to join you guys.
Okay.
And show up. But that's up to you guys. Or if you guys want to go now, I'm not doing anything. But that's up to you.
I mean, we did just rest.
Yeah? And, I know that Valinar here just used a pretty high-level spell slot, if I'm not mistaken.
True.
Yep.
Or just used a spell of a high level of Circle of Magic. I haven't been a slouch on my studies.
I vaguely remember you sleeping through half the classes.
Hey, who's the enemy of the state here?
Hey, that's not my fault.
Technically, it's both of us, but
Still not my fault.
Ironically, Haru might be better at religion than you.
Oh, probably. I have a +5 to my religion because my intelligence is 10.
He's got a +6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looks at both
It
of,
is funny.
That is
Looks at both-
hilarious.
Deanoch looks at both of you with his +10.
That's way too convenient.
Look,
I swear I didn't do that on purpose.
I promise all of you, I am a cleric.
Unfortunately,
It's not a good one.
unfortunately, religion is an intelligence stat, not a wisdom stat. But yeah, it is what it is.
Eh,
Wait, what is my religion score?
Minus
please tell me it's higher than Valinor.
-1.
Nah, that's
Oh.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a paladin. I swear I'm a paladin.
And he's a barbarian.
Yeah.
Barbarian. Anyway, yeah. So, what would you guys like to do in that situation? Party. More hands or less hands? That's pretty much what you're looking at.
Well, we also should probably look at the time frame of, should we do it should we try a prison break, early to mid-afternoon? Or wait till closer to evening when people are starting to get tired and going to sleep?
And in Geisma, what the fuck?
Beep, beep.
Stupid fucking robots. What the hell was I saying?
Something about Geisma, and
Oh.
I just mentioned something about time of day.
Yeah, Geisma is again for the rest of you the deity of light. So their cathedrals are typically least active at nighttime, when there is no light out.
I would almost say let's just wait just so that we're less likely to run into people. Whoops.
Not throwing things at you, I promise.
Mm.
I can move you. Nobody else spot. So, okay. So, waiting? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, personally, I'd like to wait until we get another person.
So you guys are waiting?
That's just me.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for Blind to say what he wants to do.
I'm really good with whatever. I don't have to worry about spell slots really. But it probably would be good to wait until people have calmed down. Or there's not as many people on the street.
Another vote for waiting.
Most covert operations are done under the cover of darkness.
But
Well, we shall bring
barbarian.
them into the light.
Here's a question I don't think we've ever asked. What deity do you are you? My brain just had a major fart itself. That sentence tried to load like 5 times and it just went.
Question, maybe.
Yeah, I know the question that you were going to ask.
We're just moving on.
I mean,
Okay.
Oh wait, that is my alignment, isn't it?
What?
I just looked at my background and I saw what my alignment is. I'm not sure if I ever actually picked my alignment, but I'm like, I'll deal with it.
Well, I think what Rom was going to ask was what deity does Yet actually follow or worship for his paladin powers, we'll say. Am I correct in that, Rom?
Yeah.
Nailed it.
He worships rock.
Rock?
You know, the stuff walls are made out of.
What?
All right.
Did
I'm
I-
not sure if what you actually said is worse or what I thought you said was worse.
I heard something the stuff wolves are made out of. Rock?
Walls.
Walls.
I
So,
honest.
so like Cardin's pet, Rock.
That would be hilarious, but no.
I
That would be
honest,
great.
That's
I
never
honestly-
something I actually thought about.
for a very split second there, I thought you said Brock, and I started thinking about Pokemon.
Brock is my spirit animal.
He's absolutely devoted to Nicol Bolas.
Sounds like you just made that up.
No, Nicol Bolas is like Magic the
MTG.
Gathering big villain.
Oh,
God.
okay.
God Pharaoh.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a really good question. Deus Volt, maybe?
We have to give him. We have to give you a custom deity. We'll just call him Chuck.
Oh no.
Get it? The god of throwing things.
Well, I was thinking, okay. So, okay. If you have ever seen Supernatural,
Not enough to
God
say yay or
damn
nay.
the person that they have portray God, they meet him as this author named Chuck.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I like where this is going.
And Chuck is God in the Supernatural universe.
All right.
Yeah. It's funny.
Okay. So Yet worships the deity Chuck.
Chuck.
Gosh.
Chuck's things.
I mean,
Sure, let's go with the
we-
least fantasy sounding name ever of Chuck.
we can sort things out later too, because I do actually have a pantheon.
Yeah.
Like, believe it or not, guys.
And
Is
hey,
this
I try and
like-
follow it. I
I
just
know.
have the different names.
Yeah, exactly.
The higher, or the more you worship a god, the more that god becomes real. Isn't that what the Koatoa think?
Yes.
Okay, so therefore Chuck could easily be part of the pantheon.
If
See, I thought that was Percy Jackson.
if Yet was a fish man, I'd say sure.
Also, man, fish man. I mean, they're only separated by a whale.
Well, I mean, that's the basis that the Percy Jackson universe has, like, the Greek and Roman gods go off of, was, like, the areas of where they are worshipped type of deal.
Yeah,
But-
that makes sense.
anyway, we'll figure that out later. I think.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because, yeah, I don't think we ever decided
Hmm.
for
Your
Geek.
character, not mine.
Yeah. I just haven't had to pay attention to
Anything?
the deities.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna be bringing it back every
Yeah.
single episode.
We'll figure it out. So, in the meantime, you guys choose to wait. So, as you guys, is there anything that you guys want to do while you wait, or not really?
Probably not.
To be honest with the chief, I am fading.
I know
Yeah,
we're 11:30, so we'll be only a little bit longer.
Mhm.
So,
That and the loss of Katya is a bit the loss
shocking.
of Katya, yeah.
Out of left field.
Just the way I like it.
Low and to the left. But yeah,
No, a little to the right.
so that's how it hangs.
Oof.
So, okay. The afternoon passes. The sun begins to set. And probably just as you would imagine darkness would be falling on top of the floating continent of, excuse me, burping.
Murderous.
I have my notes. Thank you. Yes,
I'm trying to help.
I know. Proterus.
What else am I gonna do?
Be quiet.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You know, you know I love you. There's a small knock at the door. Haru stands up and swings the door open. You don't see anyone. Haru steps out,
Someone playing a prank?
looks a bit. No, you don't play pranks around here. Glad you could join us, D. And he will turn around and face you guys, and standing kind of in the corner near a different window or door. Katya, Rona, would you like to describe what they see? Force of habit!
Yes. Wait, you said she's already inside, standing by the corner.
Yeah. Like in a corner.
Damn. Must have rolled high on that stealth. Okay, so she's already made her way inside, and she stands in the corner, one leg against the wall, arms crossed, with a smirk on her face. Her eyes glow a faint purple color, and her hair is black as midnight. And she's garbed in a black leather outfit. Nothing too fancy about it, just a few belts and straps, as you would expect. And she looks up at Haru, and DM, does Haru understand sign language, or can we consider it thieves' cant in this case?
My bad, I muted myself. Yes, he would understand.
Okay, so she'll wave at him and then sign out the words. Sign out to him, pretty much indicating you requested my presence for a mission.
Yes. So as you guys turn and see this individual as they kind of arrive, Haru kind of turns around. Honestly, because all of you guys are spellcasters, you would watch as this individual looks as though they're starting to cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Works for me.
Does anybody react to that?
Kim's mace is right by her head now.
Okay.
She doesn't flinch, but she will look up side eye and continue what she was doing.
And kind of as you stop moving your hands around in a gesture, nothing happens. And Haru kind of looks to the group of you and just states, she says hello. And yes, I requested your presence for a mission, D. And he'll vocalize this, knowing that you will understand what he's saying.
Mm-hmm. Now, seeing as how the others seem to be on high alert about her use of sign language and or magic, she moves a little more slowly this time. And instead of using sign language, she will spell out in common using prestidigitation, illusory letters that spell out the word details.
I take it from that display, either you choose not to speak or can't speak. Am I correct on that?
It gives you a sideways thumbs up without looking at you.
Yes, here, D here, speaks, in a language that isn't spoken. They speak, in what you would probably be aware of what is, in a language what you would probably know as speaking with hands. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
Valnar says, I think so, and flips off Haru.
Kind of, yes, but slightly different. Dina,
I do believe.
you can make a history check.
There we go. 15.
Okay. Speaking with hands is a pretty rare language. Very like it's it's rare enough that you have never encountered anyone who speaks in hands. But you know a little bit about it just due to your studies. You do know that part of the reason why you first initially interpreted D's movement for casting spells is because the language is derived from the somatic part of spellcasting.
I like how you put that.
So it does look like she's casting a spell because there are parts to it that are directly pulled from different spells. So, but you would be able to identify the language at this point now.
Since Haru has spoken up about it, she will turn to face the party, and she will hastily scrawl some words in the air. Her letters are drawn with a spidery font that glows a faint purple color as it hangs in the air. It just says, "No say."
Very well. Minor experiment to conduct. How do you feel about mentally connecting to someone and speaking through your mind?
She will tilt her head sideways in confusion.
All right.
Valor will wait about half a minute before using. Before mind linking with D going, how's this?
You receive no response.
Does she
Just-
react in any
Yeah,
way
she-
visually?
She will. She's seen some strange things happen because of magic, so she will react knowing that it has happened, but she will shut her mind off to resist it. You'll hear nothing but emptiness and silence upon trying to mentally communicate with her.
Hmm. Well, I'm just gonna kind of stare with this expression on his face, like, how do you not have a brain to connect to?
She frowns at you, but doesn't press the issue. Again, she faces Haru and writes, or signs to him specifically, details.
So it might be twofold. The first would actually be something that takes place tonight. We are thinking of infiltrating the church of Geisma in Goldwild, and we believe there are prisoners being held in the basement, and we're planning to rescue them. If that is something you'd be interested in, you're welcome to join us. However, the particular mission that I have in mind for you is for you to infiltrate the church and become, hopefully, a like a deacon level. That's the hope anyway, and that you can use that to we can use that to gather information about where Palama and Aaron will be and are going to be.
D nods and then holds up two fingers to Haru to indicate this is a two-part answer.
Mm-hmm.
First, she signs the word risky, but immediately follows it with sure. And then signs that was part one.
Okay.
And then continuing with part two, she acknowledges to him that it's nice to finally have a challenge, pretty much. She stops to think for a moment after that, and then continues. I need 7 days. That referring to the second part of the mission.
Can you do it any faster than that? I don't believe my compatriots here have 7 days.
How long?
And then he turns and looks to the group of you.
We need to leave by...
You guys have roughly 4 days remaining.
We would prefer to leave in 3 days. There's some things we need to take care of that are on a time-sensitive issue. Chief among them, making sure a dragon, an actual dragon, does not get in over his head. Fucking teenager.
Dee does not look happy to hear 3 days. Specifically to you, Denock, she will continue. She will write in the air. Takes time. You might gather that she means that her line of work, these kind of things do take time.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is also turning out to be a little harder than I thought, but I like a challenge.
Oh, the signing.
Yes, the sighting. What do I want to say, and how can I portray this well?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, for the most part, now that people understand that that is something that you do,
I immediately knew the party was going to respond, though. Like, I'm going to start moving my hands. They're going to be like, shit, she's going to kill us all right now.
Did you expect the part with Valinar's mind link?
Honestly, I did not. I had to kind of figure that out on the fly. Like, she cannot speak.
mm-hmm. So here's the thing for you, D. Because I know what you're trying to do. What the 7 days does for you is it gives you time to create, as it says, unfailing documentation.
Yeah.
You can do it faster, but when you rush it, there are potential mistakes, and that also means that there is the possibility that somebody could discover the information. But again, you have proficiency with a bunch of tools allowing you to do this even at a quicker pace. You would just need time. Obviously, the more time you have, the better.
Right.
So
it also means that's going based off you doing this all by yourself. We have a whole organization here that can help. So she could technically be ready to go tomorrow, and they'll, is like Deacon the lowest rank of this church?
probably not. I will be 100% honest. I, Rip the DM, am not super familiar with the hierarchy of churches, other than head pastor, like assistant pastor or youth pastor might be the next one, depending on the size of the church. And then there being deacons and then board members who may or may not also be deacons and or pastors. So that's about
it's the board, it's the pastor, And then when you start going up above, like an individual church, you have the deacons and deaconess, bishop.
Like I said,
I actually don't know anything above that, but
again,
that's as far as I know.
I don't
So
know.
deacon might actually be-
I am using the term. I don't know either. I'm using the term deacon as kind of just like their highest station underneath
like within the actual clergy.
yeah, like within like the actual clergy and order of the church. They are like the highest rank that you can reach without being like like the path or the leader of that church, or like the guy just underneath him, underneath that. So like you have like the super hierarchy, like the boss and the boss's boss, and then like maybe the one guy underneath that, all of that, and then deacons. That's the way that I'm running it in my head, because again, I don't know the hierarchy of churches.
Well, Haru says deacon, and DRA knows you said infiltrate, you said as this, and she's already got a plan going on how she's going to do it. Just she understands she needs 7 days, but if additional resources can be put towards, acquiring the appropriate clothing, title, and paperwork to make it official, it could be done in way less time. Now, the church might be a bit suspicious that, hey, this sudden person came in. She could also, Catullus is burning. She could be a transfer. She could be a transfer from an adjacent church.
There's there's actually a thing in game that'll work out great for this. You guys just aren't aware of it just yet. Okay. But Haru will kind of state like there's not going to be a lot of additional resources we can dedicate to this. Yes, we have spies and things like that, but they are not that well trained in forgery. I'm the best that we got, so I can and will help you.
Okay.
But it's, again, still, even with the two of us, it's going to take time. But I think tonight we have something else in mind. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
She nods.
Then we will act. And when I say we will act, I mean next time we in Mundus. As we'll wrap it up there, because it is getting late. I can tell people are fading, and this will give us an opportunity to plan and get things like artwork and stuff like that around, because this new character was kind of a spur of the moment. Like Rona told me.
I should have said something 2 days ago.
Early this morning, he about where he was at with Katya's mindset, and I was like, oh, okay, let me figure that out. On top of figuring out my next job, and stuff. So, but why do I feel like Blind, you guys are still in town next week, right? Blind?
Blind, are you muted?
Yeah, I was muted. What?
You guys are still in town next week, right?
Yeah, we're in town, but her mom will be here.
Is that next week or the week after? I thought one of those weeks you guys were unavailable.
The 21st, so the week after.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So next week, we have the 14th. What's a holiday? What's the holiday?
The 14th is a holiday?
I don't have anything on mine.
It just
on my
says
calendar.
it just says holiday with a star in my Google Calendar. There's
St. Patrick's Day is the 17th, but there's nothing there.
and then it just says U.S. holiday. There's no other information in my calendar. That's weird.
I shall Google.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. So, but yeah, so that
Pi
is-
Day.
huh?
Pi Day.
Oh, 3.14. Okay, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Right. The thing that comes up when I Google search it is steak and blowjob day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was about to mention that.
I prefer that one. I will definitely take steak and a blowjob over pie any day of the week.
Who says you can't have the best of both worlds?
My tummy.
have yourself
Aw.
a cream pie too.
Uh-huh. Where's my mage hand?
Thanks.
So we'll be back next week. The 21st will be the Lost Mines. And then we'll kind of see from there. I'm going to be starting a new job in the near future. I'm not sure exactly when my start date will be. So we'll see where all of that kind of falls, because like I said, I'm going to have a new start date. I'm also planning on taking my licensure associate licensure exam sometime in the near future as well. So lots of things on my plate. But yeah, other than that, we'll be back next week with some more Mundus. Yeah, thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Boy.